Hey guys, welcome back to another episode of, or my first episode of, The Wolf and the Black Prince. And this is a shoujo anime for the 2014 fall season. And I believe this is my first true shoujo for this season, although there is, I believe, another one that's somewhere along the same lines. But this, I believe, is the true shoujo that I've seen for fall 2014. And my first impressions of this series are, it's interesting that they have it from the girl who's, well, usually there's a formula for all these shoujos. You have a girl who is not so weak, usually a really strong-willed girl who meets a lot of handsome guys. This is kind of like the shoujo for the last couple, I would say, 10 years, that's how the formula goes. And so the main guy somehow takes a hold of a weakness of our protagonist, and they're kind of forced into this relationship that would otherwise never work, in real life anyway. So that's how it goes. In this case, she's forced into this by lying to a couple of girls who are usually the bad guys in other shoujo mangas. So usually, mean girls usually have a cliche of girls who are always, all about fashion, kind of very vain, and they only care about their looks and themselves and boyfriends. And usually they are the villains in shoujo mangas, usually, if not antagonists. And so in this case, our main character is trying to be part of this group, and that's usually never done. And that's kind of like that's the selling point of this manga, is that she's trying to be the bad girl. And so she has to try to, act bad and do, pretend to do all these, scandalous things with her boyfriend. And when she doesn't have a boyfriend, she has to make one up. And that's where our prince comes in and tries to save the day. But of course, our prince is a bit of a sadist and likes tormenting her for his own amusement. But of course, he has lots of those redeeming features of, loyalty, and has a sort of protectiveness of her, even though he's just basically using her. And that's kind of like how they make sure that this relationship doesn't go too deep into the dark end. Otherwise, we'd all think he's an asshole. I would say 100% of the time, had he not saved her at the end of this episode and had just left her to, flop with her friends when they found out, when they tried to sabotage their relationship, their pretend relationship, it would have been, he's an asshole, there should be no love. But since he saved her, now it's like he's an asshole, but we love him because he saved us. And so that's how they do it. That's how they pounce off these emotions. And I quite enjoy it for doing something like this. It's a bit of a fresh take, just because they have added the fact that her friends, not all of them, but her main friends that she has in high school, are these kind of, delinquents. There you go. They're delinquents. And so she has to put up appearances for her delinquent friends. And so that's yeah, I like it. This is very enjoyable to watch. It's not quite as rough as it could have been, because I had gone through a phase in my I believe everyone has gone through this phase, but maybe not. For me, I went through a phase where for 3 months all I read was shoujo. And so there are lots of extremes in how they take the main character girl route. Some of them can actually beat people up, and they get into fist fights, and then boys fight. I don't know, they fight the boys too. It's they get pretty crazy and inventive in how they do these things. And so for me, I kind of like how they changed it a bit. And even though they took the route where she's helpless, but the guy is still quite likable, just because of how he's not a complete douche. He's just kind of like a douche just to her, and not even a douche to her, more like he just makes demands of her. and so it's kind of nice to see that the protagonist, the main love interest, is not so, I would say, asshole-ish in levels of ashfulness, if that makes sense. Like, yeah. So anyway, that's my review of this series. It's very, very good. Has a nice shoujo feel. The love interests are good. The friends are good. The conversations are funny. It starts a little bit slow and then picks up. So I guess let it grow on you a little bit before, you know. For me, it was a little painful watching this first episode. Not for any bad reason. It's just that when things go wrong, I tend to get too invested in it. And so when you know, she was trying to lie about her all this stuff, and they're talking about bondage and all that, I was like, oh my god, no, shut up, don't say anything, because I know she can't lie that well, but when she does, I feel such a pain expression, because if I was there, I'd be like, oh my god, she's lying to me. I was like, I don't believe this. I can't believe anyone would believe her lying. And I was like, no. So yeah. Alright. So good, fantastic. Go watch it. And hope to see you next time. Alright. See you later.